All right. Hi, y'all. Today is another video. Another day, another video. I forgot what this video is going to be about. Oh, this video is about why I chose the Honda Rebel 1100, this fine machine that I am on right now. Reason number one, it is a DCT. DCT dual clutch transmission. As far as I know, Honda is the only one that is making DCT engines for motorcycles right now at the time of this video. I know that there are electric bikes that don't have clutches, like the Zero bike. Harley has a bike, electric bike. There are a lot of options out there, but not nearly. No, I take that back. There aren't a lot of options out there if you want a clutchless transmission. So the Honda Rebel 1100 was kind of it for me, because I don't have all of the equipment that everyone else has when they ride. I don't want to say everyone else, that most people have when they ride. DCT was kind of my only option, and I didn't want a Goldwing, looked too heavy. I didn't want an Africa Twin or NC750X, they're too tall. And then I thought there might be a couple other models, the NM4 maybe, that's discontinued, CTX, that's discontinued as well. So the Honda Rebel 1100 was kind of it for me. If DCT came in the 500 version, then I would probably have gotten that. But I do like the 1100 because I can grow into it. It is my first bike, and people usually say don't get a leader bike as your first bike, and I kind of agree with that. So that was my number one reason for getting the Honda Rebel. But why the Rebel? Why not all of those other ones that I mentioned, or even an electric bike? Well, number two is the seat height. It's at 27.5 inches, I believe, and for me, my inseam is, I think, 29 or 28 or 29. So this is something that I could easily flat foot, and that makes a world of difference. It makes me a lot more comfortable knowing that I can put both feet on the ground when I need to. I don't have to lean one way or another to get one solid foot on the ground. And I'm also really short. I'm 5'3". So having a bike that is as short as me definitely helps. Let's see, what is the next reason? Reason number three why I chose this. Oh, the safety features. So I'll roll in all of the safety features together. The first safety feature is ABS. If you have ABS on your car, it makes sense to have it on your bike as well. Because if you're, especially if you're a beginner, or if you're just surprised and you need to brake suddenly, you want to be sure that your bike can keep up, and you just want to be sure that your emergency braking is working for you. Another safety feature that I really like about this bike that I'm actually not sure is offered in other models like the 500 or the 300, but that is definitely going to be your user modes, your ride modes. And for the 1100, there are 4 modes. There's the standard mode, sport mode, rain mode, and user mode. And user mode is just the one that you can customize to suit your preferences and your needs. And right now I have it set on standard mode, but let me tell you, when I was just beginning, I think I stayed in rain mode for about 1,300 miles, because what it'll do is it'll just basically power down your bike. So it doesn't have a twitchy throttle. It basically acts like you're riding in rain. So you don't want to have sudden stops or starts, sudden movement, sudden power, and that's what rain mode is for. And oh my gosh, that helped me so much. That helped me get used to my bike so much, and it really eased me into it, which is another reason why I bought this as my first bike, because it's something that I could grow into. I was about to say graduate into. But the safety features on this bike are awesome. Another reason why I really like this bike is because you can grow into it. So all of the features that I was talking about, even though it's a leader bike, it's something that you can absolutely grow into. You pop it into rain mode, ride around in parking lots for the first few hours, first few days, then you get your sea legs, and depending on your comfort level, you can pop it into standard, and let me tell you, it is like having a whole new bike. Oh my gosh. So those are all the reasons. Oh, and I guess the final reason why I got this bike and why I really liked this bike is because it's a Honda. And I know some of you are going to make fun of me and say, it's a Honda. But you know what Hondas are known for? They're reliable, they don't break down, you can keep them forever, and they're not super flashy, but they get you from point A to point B. Getting from point A to point B efficiently and safely. That's what I'm worried about, and that's my biggest concern. And this bike delivers. It is a really good bike, and it just looks sexy. Tell me that this bike doesn't look sexy. So those are all of the reasons why I bought a Honda Rebel 1100 DCT for my first bike. Would I go back and do it differently? That's a really good question. At this point, given what I know and given what was available at the time, I would say I would not do anything differently, because I have grown into this bike and it treats me so well, and I try to treat it well, even though I did drop it a few times. I'm sorry, Rosa. Her name is Rosa, by the way. Rosa the Rebel. Say hi. She's not very talkative. But yes, I would absolutely buy this bike again. Would I recommend buying it for someone starting out? Maybe not. Again, if the 500 came as a DCT, I would have gotten that first and then worked my way up to an 1100, because it is heavier. The DCT component does add weight to the bike, and just having a bigger engine adds that much more weight too. So even though it's pretty nimble, it's still a heavy bike. So it's something that I still have to get used to. I'm still definitely a beginner. I love this bike and I love taking it out. But yeah, if you are considering a bike as your first bike, you could do worse than a Honda Rebel 1100. You really could. I can't recommend it because I don't know your exact situation, but it's been a pretty solid bike. So if you're considering getting a bike as your first bike, tell me in the comments what you're considering. What are the pros and cons? Have you tried out the Rebel? Does it sound appealing to you? If you have any more questions about it, I'm definitely happy to answer any questions that I know the answers to based on my experience, based on my research. I'm happy to help out. But other than that, if you don't have any comments but this video helped you out, like it. And until the next time, keep two wheels down and ride safe. All right, peace out.